Jeez.
Oh my gosh. So sorry. We've just been talking and talking.
Let's go and start all over.
Basically, I was saying what a poopy day I was having, and here I am not talking to you about it. So, I said I've not been having the best day. I have been having a little bit anxiety and feels about all the things. And I am so glad that you're here, and it makes sense why some people left and came back in. So thank you for trying again.
It was not you. It was us.
It was us. It was us. I promise you it was us. So I was saying I'm feeling a little anxious, and I thought, you know what? Why not spend some time with my favorite people?
Yep.
See if that hooks me up, because I know when we come together as a community, we're strong and we're supportive. Also, the Whole Food Plant-Based Ninja Creami Ebook 3 is out. So I know you probably have some questions. If you have the book and you found some errors, please email support@healthyslowcooking.com. We will be updating that on ThriveCart, okay?
Yeah,
so
we're going through it now and double and triple checking some stuff. So we hope.
And this is about the 15th time it's been checked. So it's not just for the lack of trying.
Yeah.
It's just everybody. After a certain point, I don't see anything.
Yeah, and always people find the littlest things that the rest of us just don't see.
Which is beautiful, and
yeah.
Thank you for that. So what I want and what I had said is I want to know what you guys are doing today. Are you doing something to celebrate the holiday? Are you staying home? Is it hot where you are? Because it's hot here.
Very hot.
Like
here.
we have the air on pretty low, and I am sweating. I don't know about you. Are you sweating? And right now, it's the weirdest thing. There's a vent right here in the floor, so I will be cool soon. Well, not great, but Kelly, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you saw me pop up and needed to be here now. Yeah, she has some anxiety going on now too, so let's just kind of hang out together. I know everybody may not feel that way, and I'm sorry that I started this off with no sound. Do you have any feels about today?
I just, it's the 4th of July, and I want to be, I want to feel like, oh, it's a holiday, but I can't. I can't feel that way today. So I'm just...
Yeah. We're trying to do unspoken, not talking about politics, but just yesterday was very crushing for me, just as far as like what I'm worried about, because I've been like, ooh, everything's going to work out okay, and then I feel like another shoe drops. So if you don't feel that way, yay, I'm glad you're not anxious. That's all I have to say. So, and hey, Vegan Knowledge, CE, Kelly Young, Elizabeth, Debbie, Marcia, and Georgia. It's so awesome to see everybody. So tell me what's going on with you. How are you feeling today? Do you have some plans? We have 0 plans. Actually, we have plans to get everything together to go on a trip. Mm-hmm. And there's no way... I'm noticing now there's no way I can do all the things I wanted to do by then. And I'm just going to have to be okay with that. So maybe we talk about Ninja Creami and how to accept your limitations. Part 1. What do you think of that?
Well, I think we were very ambitious to think in 7 days that we could accomplish some of the things that we thought we could accomplish when we lost several days.
Because I was sick, I lost a week from being sick too. So it's been very interesting, and just today, I don't normally, and actually the camera is weird. Oh, Rivka, it's so good to see you. I'm glad you came in. And I just noticed the counter is wonky, so I'm going to move the camera because that makes me absolutely crazy.
Yay, that's much better. I don't look like I'm leaning over anymore.
Okay, so. Yay. Deep Zen breath for everyone.
Yeah.
Especially me, and probably especially you, because you have to live with me. Oh, and Elizabeth is saying, this is great. Let me make this a little larger. I don't know if you guys can read that. Was texting with some people in my McDougal group this morning, and we are choosing to think of Independence Day this year as a day where we can celebrate our good health and independence from disease.
Oh, that's a lovely way to think of that. Yes.
Love
I think
that.
we should do that too.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of it about, you know, gathering support and being with people we care about and doing the very best we can. Did you have yours off?
No, it's on, I think. Yours is up higher, maybe.
Okay. Georgia, we're looking at that.
Let me go check that thing.
Okay, she's going to check some tech stuff. Woo, my hair's doing an excellent swoop stuff. Joanne, awesome. It's good to see you, and Robin. This is a brand new Ninja Creami model. This is this year's model, 2025. And it does swirled ice cream. It's a little bit different. Oh, this is great. Elizabeth's continuing, saying we aren't bound to our TVs and couches anymore. We have the vibrancy to live every day. So profound. Happy Independence Day, everyone. I love that. And hey, Gina and Kitty Mommy. It's awesome to see you guys. Let's do an independence dance, says Vegan Knowledge. That's awesome. No, I'm kidding. So, anyhow, say something.
Hello? Hello, hello, hello.
Okay. She's like, oh, thank you. And this is actually a dress. I'm dressed as if I am a grown-up human being. Look at this. Woo! And I got some new fancy sneakers. I'm practicing in some of my travel clothes to see how they clean up and how they wear before we're gone for 2 months.
Yeah.
So, but thank you. I like these colors and things. I appreciate that.
Packing isn't being quite as much as a challenge as we thought that it might be.
No. But, and maybe we'll talk tonight. Maybe we'll go live on plant-based and healthy slow cooking tonight. And you guys can let us know if that's something you want to.
Do we need to move that sound level up a little bit? Just a little?
Probably.
Okay.
Aw, you're so sweet.
Okay,
yes, she can.
Awesome.
Okay, so maybe whatever you expect. Something was loose.
Mine was less volumey than yours. So.
I never go back there, so I don't know what happened.
I don't know.
It doesn't even matter.
Ooh, cat could have done it.
So let's talk for a minute, and this is kind of like tangent Friday in a way. So we are. Oh, Uncle Paul is here.
Yay.
So just in time
Uncle
for
Paul.
dessert. We love Uncle Paul. Our ECAM family, and just a very dear friend that we get to see in September, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, is it September or October? I don't know.
Kind of both.
Yeah.
A little both.
So you guys know I haven't talked about the book as much as I usually do, so I thought, you know what, perhaps I should give you a little rundown. I did the unboxing video on the Swirl, which is a little different. And let's see. I'm like, where did I put I'll get the original out. And so first thing you need to know is that if you already have a Ninja Creami, you do not have to get the latest model. You can make everything.
You come over here and you talk, and I'll find it.
Oh, I see it now. I just want to kind of compare the sizes. We might spend something in this. Who knows?
Let me carry it for you.
You're supposed to be eye candy over there.
I am not eye candy. They want to see you, not me.
That's not true. Don't you guys love Cheryl just as much, if not more, than you love me? I know it. It's okay. My feelings won't be too hurt. Okay, so one thing that you'll notice right away. This is wider and has some weird contraption over here. So, oh good, Vegan Knowledge says putting groceries around. Oh, put away now but listening. Oh, you're making a video. Oh, that's so awesome. Awesome you traveled, and I'm glad you're excited about the book. I'm super excited. I'm going to show you some of the waffle cones and waffle balls I made, gluten-free and oil-free, so we can all have them. And yay.
It's a super fun treat to have.
It really is. It really, really is. And we'll swirl, and you'll see that. And Chef AJ loves the swirling. You may not. I am sometimes ambivalent. I still, like, when I make a book, I make like 50 pints of ice cream. So I have
more.
All the Ninja Creami pints. And so I use my deluxe, I use the original, I use whatever a new model might be.
It's more like 75 to 100 pints if you count the times that you're like, I need to redo that
and tweaking, one. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, Vegan Knowledge says eye candy. Yeah, see?
No, not me.
No, it's true. She knows it. She knows it. You know how you can tell those hat wearers and the swagger and all the good things. All right.
I have to wear a hat because my hair's a mess.
Mine was doing some swoopy thing. I'm like, just go, hair. Do it. Do you.
Mine has that little thing that's sticking up again.
That
a
is
little
pretty
alfalfa sprout.
All right. So if you're not interested in swirling a cone and you already have a machine, do not buy this one. If you don't have a machine at all and you're not seeing this at the thrift store or somewhere really cheap, they've done some improvements on the swirl that seem to be working well. I've not used it as much as the other ones, right? So the deluxe model has buttons for cremacino and slushy, and you can make your margaritas, mocktail or full lead, but you can do that in these two. And remind me, and I'll kind of talk about that as well. There's also a video on my YouTube channel. If you look up strawberry slush or look up slush, I show you how to do it in any machine. So you don't need to buy the deluxe because of that. The deluxe has a 3-cup pint. That's their words, not mine. And I hate it because
I still remember the day that you unboxed that thing and you were like, oh my God, I can't believe that they made these pints.
Well, people are measuring things, right?
I know.
And pint is a form of measurement. Like, I don't know. You just can't
you can't just make up what a pint is.
Right. And what they meant to say is container, and they could have said 3-cup container.
Yeah.
So all the others, the Breeze that's not made anymore, the original, and the Swirl are 2-cup pints, like they're supposed to be. So the only reason I would buy the deluxe, there are 2 reasons I would buy the deluxe. One is it's at Costco, because if you want a machine that's a little pricey, that could break, and a lot of small kitchen appliances can, is Costco will just refund you. And you can take that little refund card and go back, grab another one, and check out. I did that with my Vitamix 7 or 8 years after I bought it. So Costco has the most liberal return policy. So that's one reason. The other reason is 2 cups just isn't enough, and you don't want to buy a bunch of pints. So maybe 3 cups of ice cream fits your family perfectly. And that would be another good reason. When I was at Costco this week,
yeah,
they had the deluxe. They also have that slushy machine that Chef AJ wants that I'm just not so sure about, because I can make all the slushies I want in here. It's you make a slushie and you pour it out.
But it is a bit appealing because it does stay out. It stays for 12 hours. So like if you made like a big smoothie type slushy thing in the morning, then you could just walk by and just fill your cup up all day long.
Which is also exactly a reason why I don't think we should have one. Because there's a difference in me making my like 150 calorie slushy in here and having 150 calories I drink 10 times during the day.
Well, that's true.
So that's one reason. Now there's another, Green Pan has something that looks like that but also pulls out soft serve. Not tried it yet. I've contacted them trying to get one. There's another Kickstarter that's making a similar appliance. I'll let you know what I think. But right now, these are more affordable. This one costs, I think, $3.50, so it's
And we have not seen this at Costco or anywhere yet.
No, actually, do you want to look on your phone and see if it's on there?
Oh, yeah.
Because Elizabeth taught us, because Elizabeth's awesome, taught us that you can sometimes look it up and you might be able to order it. So that's my spiel about that. So don't get FOMO unless like cones are your thing. Hey, Kimberly, it's awesome to see you. Here we're just kind of talking about, you know, the Ninja Creami. I'm going over it a little bit because I feel like I haven't. I've been busy and packing and doing all those things. So I do have a pint here. The pints are different. The pints are different for every single model. You cannot reuse your pint. So that's another reason why you want to stick with what you got. Like, so I had 2 originals and about 30 pints that fit in the original. I think I have now about 10 pints that fit in the deluxe, and I think I have 4 or 5 that fit in this. These pints for 2 are like $35. The pints for these were cheaper. And there's kind of a good reason because there's a lot more mechanics in this. And we'll look at that too and look at cleaning it. Because as I've been using it a little more during this book process, I've kind of figured out a few things. Red Lentil, Yellow Lentil says, my Ninja Creami original is still working. Great. All my Ninja stuff has great motors. Sometimes I buy extra inserts for my foodie, but I never had an issue with the main machine. And
what the heck is that thing? I've never seen that one. The Luxe Cafe Premier Series.
Oh, that's a coffee maker.
Oh, okay. I was like, gee, that
and
thing's
you know
huge.
What? I think I need to fix something else on the camera.
So I'm only seeing on Costco that they have the Ninja Creami Deluxe for $189.99, and they have that slushy thing Kathy was talking about. But I'm not. Oh, and they have
the Deluxe.
They have the Ninja Crispy is on Costco now.
Yeah.
For $159.99 with 3 containers.
Which
and that's
I'm tempted. If I wasn't so busy, I would take mine back to Target and re-get that. Just because it's the same price I paid and you get an extra container.
Yeah.
But today we're talking all things creamy.
Yeah.
Except for it's Tangent Friday. So who knows what we're really going to talk about, but eventually you will see the things on the Ninja Creami. Mm-hmm. We haven't had a live in a while, so I figured let's just freewheel it all. Okay, so we talked about what or why you might get something different. Every pint is different. And so like I leave some things on here. These are little stickers.
She actually has little stickers
over there too. Let me
on the side of the counter that came with it.
That I'm going to eventually photograph and put up for you guys. We did not bring up the camera switcher.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, that wasn't a dig or anything. Here we go. So and you can leave them on and use it. So it's talking about how to do things. And like what Cheryl was saying, you know, like this one was on the drip tray. And I have a couple of things on top, like scan for help, things like that. You can leave them as long as you want. These stickers are pretty good. They didn't really put any stickers in weird places that you had to remove just to be able to use the machine. Now this is my pistachio rose water ice cream. That's pretty yummy. And I think if I remember correctly, there might be a little date pit in there from some user error. Oh, we didn't plug that camera in either. Can you plug that camera?
It in. Oh, it's so loud.
No. And there's a lens cap. Woo! Perhaps we should go live more often.
I came over here to plug it in. I don't know what happened.
Cheryl's not as good a multitasker as I am. Okay.
I get distracted easy. Thank you, ADHD.
I came out here and she's like cleaning the toaster oven. I'm like, no.
You never know when that toaster ever might.
Okay, let me, I'll show you a couple of things that are different. So we'll just look at original parts versus the swirl parts. All right, let's see where we're going with this. I would like this to be a little lighter, so let me check.
This isn't any of those, right? That's
No,
the breeze.
That's the breeze. La la la. There we go. I think there was too much light there at one point, but that would not be now. Okay, so this is original parts. This is Ninja Swirl parts, okay? And you can tell a big difference. And if you can see it, the gasket is actually really in here and is incredibly easy to remove and put back in.
And it's also super thick, so it doesn't, like, it's not going to break anytime soon.
No, and it's pliable. This one doesn't really fit in well. These got better with different models. My first model, and see how it does.
It has like this gap.
It has a gap and things like that. OCE says QVC has the regular one for $179.99 with 5 pints. Excellent.
Oh, that's nice.
But you know what? This isn't really doing anything magical. Do you see how it's kind of coming out? So you don't really have to worry about it. You just want to take it out and clean it because things will get in there. Both of these have little holes here, okay? And after you spin, I'm going to show you this here. We're going to run water through there, and it comes out the holes, and it cleans the inside because some stuff can get in here. So on this one, honestly, this gasket just keeps it from coming down. It doesn't really matter. This gasket, I think, is just a little more keeping it in the pint, right? And this comes down a little bit, so that's helping seal it.
Well, and you can also tell the difference between the lids where the quality is kind of changed a little bit too, where this is a little bit more, feels a little bit more substantial plastic than this one. Like,
well,
I think they just upgraded each.
This one was transparent, and people complained because they weren't cleaning through some of that, and they were seeing some things. And honestly, just rinse it. If you rinse it, you're going to be fine. The other thing that's kind of interesting to me, especially, oh, that did not click. Okay, is, do you see the difference on the inside of that? This is the new swirl, so it's bigger. That means the nib that comes down,
It's bigger.
If you feel it, it's significantly bigger. So that means it's got a little more power. It's going to be a little safer.
The
Also,
blades look a little bigger too. Or is that just a...
I don't know. Let's see. The blade's pretty close.
Oh yeah, the blades are pretty close.
But if you have multiple ones like I do, and like there's not quite as many of these things in there as here.
Well, you can almost stick your whole finger in that one and you can't in that one.
Yeah, I can my little pinky.
But yeah.
Yeah, so that's another thing, and that's the thing that really clues me in. They did a little bit of re-engineering and listening to some of the things that happen. Do I use this one? Yes, I do. Does it work out fine? Yes, it does. I use the Ninja Breeze, which got recalled. Mine's always been fine. The other ones, they were like, I think, catching on fire. So I don't do it when I'm not in the room, but I've been using it pretty consistently.
Yeah.
And I've not had any issues. Tanya, yay! So glad you're here. And Kitty Mommy says, I recommend getting it at Costco because of their return policy. So there's
another
pick for me, right? I had my first one about 3 years ago. It stopped working. They gave me a refund. I bought the deluxe. And I do agree with that completely. So the only thing is, so far the swirl isn't there. It could be there at the end of the summer, or it could be there next year. It's hard to know. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's tank top season.
She's actually in a dress.
I am. Look.
A grown-up dress.
A grown-up dress. I'm practicing my European look. What do you guys think? I don't know. I got 2 dresses like this, and actually they're ones that don't smell and wash up really quick, so I'm very excited. I think. And you can even see my tattoo today.
There you go.
This is my first foray into sleeveless live. That's an issue for me. And I've been practicing on the boats.
And it's one of the reasons why she got it where she got it, so that she would be more tempted to go sleeveless.
So, Yeah. So, okay, so we talked about, this is why I'm kind of like, Now, I will say something else too, is that this is more powerful. And I'll tell you how I know. I thought I had left some ice cream out a little longer than I should have. So instead of light ice cream, I picked ice cream, and it heated up and it melted a tiny part at the top. So I'm going to fess up on that. They don't have more top lids yet. See that? And now also this little part drops out. I don't think it did before, but it works fine. And to me, that's not a reason not to get it. I'm on the waiting list for when they get some new lids. It's working fine. But I would say, since I think this is going stronger, be very cognizant of what setting you're choosing. For whole food plant-based ice creams, for most of my recipes, almost all of my recipes, you're going to use a light ice cream or a sorbet. Or if you're doing like here, the equivalent for the soft serve is Fruit Whip, I think, instead of sorbet. And we'll talk a little more about these settings being different than those. But I still think it's a good machine. It's still working. I really thought I might have like finally ruined a Creami, but I did not. So, and I'm harder on them than you. Hey Mona, it's awesome to see you. Thank you. I like this color too, Tanya. Tanya says, I pressed ice cream on my regular Creami once and panicked. It was okay. Wish we could stop the machine and choose a new setting. Yeah. And here's the thing. Sometimes if you've let it sit out for a while and it's warm and use light ice cream, it's going to be more frosty consistency. But if we're swirling, that's not a bad thing.
Right.
So if you guys have some other questions, I'm going to show you kind of step by step like I usually do, and like I feel like I haven't done yet. Yeah. A lot of this goes towards all the different models. So your pint isn't going to look like this. What pints do I have over here? Oh, good.
You got everything over there.
Woo! So this is the deluxe container, obviously. This is the original container. So there are a few things that are different. You don't see any feet on this. That's because there's a giant nozzle. And so these outer bowls are different because we have a space for the nozzle. So it's pretty easy peasy. This still feels fine. It's kind of nice you have a little bigger handle than this. But honestly, I don't think that's not worth spending an extra $100 for. So just so you kind of know. And then even the Breeze pints that are discontinued are different. So I have 4 kinds of pints.
Yeah, the Breeze pints are weird, and they've got all these they kind of like this. They have all these nubs around the edge and stuff like that.
They don't have an outer bowl.
Yeah, they just have this.
Let's don't show that. We don't need to show that one.
Yeah, that one's discontinued. Nobody needs to know.
Let's not talk about it. But if you have a Breeze, you could ask questions. Awesome. So one of the first things we're going to do, you can tell I spun it. Ooh, it's real soft. Also, I can tell it's soft. Look how soft that is. I do not need to use light ice cream because I literally could just...
It is summer in North Carolina.
Right, and I've left this out quite a while. And this is the pint that I actually spun and when it wasn't so good. So there's a couple of little plastic pieces in here. So we won't be
eating on it?
We won't be eating on it. I'm going to throw that. I thought there was a date pit when I was doing it. Oh, I'm going to show you the sink, so I shouldn't just slop things in the sink. There's probably a few more.
Is it black plastic? I mean, I can pick around it.
Okay, well, we can see what happens. So it's a really good ice cream. I did pick around it. Oh, Catherine is here from very west of Scotland. Awesome.
Nice.
We're going to be in Edinburgh. So, and not so very long.
Is it Edinburgh or is it Edinburgh? Edinburgh.
It's Edinburgh, isn't it?
I don't know.
Edinburgh?
I've heard it said both ways, and I'm not sure which it is.
I'm not from there. It's just like, can you say Chapatulas when you see the sign?
Chapatula.
If I've lived there, I can say it. So we want to make it level just so it makes it easier on the machine. This also, it gives us a test of how soft this is. I think we can use regular ice cream unless we want to do the swirl. So this is going to go in like this. Well, actually not like that. See how it doesn't go in like that? It has to go in nozzle there. Then there's this that says align center, right? And then this has a little lid, lock and unlock. So I'm going to run it around on here and then click. This is pistachio rosewater ice cream from the Ninja Creami 3 book.
So red lentil, yellow lentil has a question. I have a lot of frozen mango, and when I type a lot, I mean 5 pounds. What setting should I use on my original?
Most likely I would use sorbet. You could use sorbet or light ice cream. You can make it into mango lassi ice cream. I think that's in ebook 2. It might be in ebook 1. I don't remember right now. Edinburgh is pronounced the way Kathy's saying it, says Kitty Mommy.
Edinburgh. Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so
she usually is right most of the time.
I usually can't pronounce anything, though. We all know that. Okay, so I'm going to turn this on. There we go. It's hard to see through all of this plastic. So now you know I am not psychic. Okay, so when we do that, the light blinks. It says, nothing's installed. And you're like, what did I do wrong? It's just, and now you're ready to go.
And now it's flashing the other buttons that you need to make a selection for.
Scoopable, or what it's soft serve, right? Is the wording it uses. And actually we can even take, I have my camera set up over here to show you about the cleaning, but let's see if I can. Nope. Stop it. Stop it. Let's see.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, let's see if this will work a little bit. All right, so you can sort of see that these guys are so bad at doing this backwards. So I think you want to see the soft serve. So I'm going to push the soft serve button, and it's going to change the other buttons that are available to us. And right now, none of those are lit up. If I go to soft serve, see how light ice cream, all of these are lit up, but those are not. If I did scoop, those are lit up, right? And those two are not. Those are the difference. So let's do soft serve. And I'm just going to do regular ice cream. And then actually, let's change cameras. And I will move this over and we'll just listen to it go for a while and you can watch it. Okay, so I'm going to click ice cream. And for 4 minutes, this is your extravaganza. I might have even been able to pick something else because this was so soft. But this is what we got going on right now. And I'm setting things up over on the sink to show you how to clean it up. We'll do the whole swirl and the whole cleanup. And I'm gonna, sorry it's loud. And if Cheryl sees any questions, she can answer them. Debbie, that melts my heart, and I appreciate it. Yeah, I think there are a lot of people having hard times right now, and while my life is most definitely good and delightful. It's hard when we get lonely or anxious. And one of the things that we're hoping to do while we're gone is to do either some more impromptu lives or at the very least post up some more videos. We're probably going to go live again tonight and just have a chat. We'll see, maybe I'll make something. I also need to be filming a couple classes for while I'm gone. And the Ninja Creami is done. It's coming up now. You guys may be able to see it or not. No, it may be so wet we can't see it. Oh, you kind of can. You can see that piece of plastic swirling around.
Tanya was saying she watched the sloth, the video that had the sloth in it, and we actually got there like 2 weeks after they changed the law that you couldn't hold the sloths anymore, but it was for their own benefit. I mean, once we got there and I saw all these people, I was like, I can't imagine those sloths being passed from person to person because they're just so chill. In fact, it was funny because one of the guys that's one of the rescue handler guys said, he said, yeah, he said, if you look at them really close, they always just kind of look high. And I was like, what? And then, but if you look at them, like if you get really close on their face, like they look like they're stoned. Like it is so funny. They just are kind of like, hey, I'm moving up here. I mean, it's just, but they were amazing to see. It was amazing to be that close to them. We didn't need to touch them. We were able to feed them a little bit, but just like being right here at one was just kind of amazing. And they were everywhere. They were in the trees. So they're a sanctuary, and so they get injured or where people try to keep them as pets or something like that, and then this rescue gets them, and then they stay there at the rescue, and they love it there. They just let them go all over. Sometimes they have to chase them into the woods to bring them back in the evening. Sometimes some will stay out overnight and they have to come, then they'll come back to eat the next day. It's interesting, like they were calling themselves sloth wranglers.
Yeah, they're so cute. And, you know, as much as I want to touch everything, so it's telling me it's done. All right, so I'm going to press this button and it comes down and it slides out like the deluxe. Okay. And I'll let you see what we got, which is going to be soft.
And so you used the ice cream setting instead of the light ice cream because it had set out so long.
Right, because then it was softer. Okay. So what those settings do, and I know some of you already know, so the rod comes down and see, and you can look, actually, this is what I'm talking about with rod. And see how big that's a big drill bit kind of thing. And if we're looking at this one, it's kind of little. Right?
Yeah, it is.
Can you move that?
Significantly smaller, actually.
Yeah. So it's something that they've re-engineered, which is kind of interesting. So let's look at, was I showing you this? So it's pretty soft. I thought I saw a big piece of black stuff. It's hard to know if it was nuts because I used nuts to make it. So who knows what the heck is in there. But it's like it's softer. Almost like frosty consistency. It could be a little harder than this, honestly. It may not swirl that great. And that's on me. So this is the dispenser lid. When you take it out, it's like this. So you press to unlock, and this piece comes out. Part of that's for cleaning. And then this comes off of here, so you can clean it really deeply. Okay? To put it back, I'm just going to put this, do the unlock. It takes these guys out, and then this guy comes back in. Easy peasy. Then this gets screwed on top of a processed pint like this. Why am I saying it to you like that? Because if you put a frozen pint in here, it's not going to work well, and you could break your machine. I wouldn't even put scoopable in here. Make sure you're doing this.
I would venture to say any of those things would break this.
It very well could. And so what's interesting is now I've got this lid on. And actually, maybe I need to bring this guy back.
Drip tray.
Huh?
Is that a drip tray?
Yeah, that's a drip tray. And there's actually a thing that says, hey, I'm a drip tray. Okay. Is it not? It's not connected now.
Here, I can take care of that.
Well, all right.
Now it is.
Now it is. And I'm going to try and give you some up close and personal. Actually, let's do this way. You don't have to see all my mess. All right. All right. Okay, so see, there's a little blue thing here. There's press to release. We don't need to release it now. When you look at this pint, there's like 4 of these little guys. The nozzle needs to point down, okay?
So the blue matches the blue.
Eventually, so let's see, yeah. The blue matches the blue, and so you're kind of set off. I'll show you from the front. See how it's kind of set off to the side? And then it clicks in.
And you hear that click, and then you notice
This is straight
that
down.
changed.
Okay. So if I wanted to do that again, I'd press this button, because this is one of the things Chef AJ has had trouble with. She can get it into here, but you have to match up these blue parts, which is hard to do without seeing them. And then when you turn it, it clicks in, that happens, and then the nozzle is
And
here.
then that little symbol changes on the front.
Right? So then let's get back to close up. All right, can I go lower? I can go this way. All right, so there's a couple things that need to happen. I'm trying to see how I can get there. So one is, oh, I think up higher is better.
Do you want me to just hold it?
I don't know. Maybe.
All right.
Okay. Hello. Don't. Okay. So I want you to show these buttons, the open close. Okay.
Oh, I just gotta get there. Just give me a second.
But you're not even close. You're going exactly the wrong direction. Okay. Let's not try that. Hello. Okay. Now I need to make this where it's going to stand up.
Here. Just calm down. Calm down. It's okay. Everything is fine.
Everything's irritating me today.
It is.
But yeah, you're showing this instead of this. So you were literally moving
I
it
thought you
away.
wanted this shown.
No, I'm getting ready to show them the open close button.
Oh.
So they need to see kind of, let's see if I can go up a little bit more. Yeah, but I can't go down more that way. So there's this open, this says close, and I move it this way to where it says open. So there's close, open, right? Close, it means it's not going to let anything come out. Open means things are going to come out. Also later I'm going to be showing you about cleaning this. So that's why it's kind of important to know about that. Okay. And you will set me up later. All right, so it's ready to swirl because we've got this open, this is pointed down, we've spun it, and I'm gonna kind of show you the swirl from the side so that I can actually see what I'm doing.
What you're doing there.
And
You want a bowl or?
we could do a cone. Let's do let me pick the cone.
Okay, you pick the cone.
Some of them are softer and this one's smaller. We'll use this cone. So this is a cone from the book too. It's gluten-free, oil-free, and if you want to see the machine I made it in, I got it on Amazon. The price changes strangely from like $35 to $55 constantly. Okay, so the thing that we put on, that 2-part lid, once I start pushing it out, it's not going to just immediately come out. It's going to push all the ice cream. then it's going to swirl. This handle is what's controlling that. If I pull it down all the way, it's going to go faster. If I pull it up a little bit or not as far down, then it will go slower.
Just like if you go to one of those
self-serve
places and you pull the thing and then you can kind of go slower or faster with it.
Right. So that all works out good. And if you guys have any questions about any of this, so it's going to take a while. I could even not have to see. I should have my drip tray out. I don't care. I'm going to clean. But you're going to watch it and you're going to
You'll start seeing the black.
Seeing this come. And it takes a while for it to come down and push. And then if you've used some of this pint before, it's going to take, see, you start seeing the blue just barely. But see, now you can see it. See, that's that lid. Remember that blue? Oh, oh look at me.
Almost like you worked at Dairy Queen or something when you were younger.
Yep. And you can kind of push it up and then usually it comes out. So that is your swirl cone. You can see a little piece of plastics there and there.
Yeah. So we won't eat that.
I'll eat the little bit at the top. It's still delicious.
Yeah.
Just a little.
But
I'll make a different pistachio pint. I'm just going to sit this in here. And that's from when I had a thing happen. So it's not for you guys. It's just because I did something wrong. So let's be clear about that. Okay. So we've got this. And also you don't have to put it in a cone. I have waffle bowls too. So we can... I'll find a not nice waffle bowl that I don't really want to keep. That one?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a little hanky. And we'll put a little bit more in. But I want to show you how to clean it as if you were just going to make one cone. Eat that swirl. That's funny.
Oh, another piece of plastic.
Yep. And see how if you push a little bit and come down, it's a little bit better. And the bowls are very easy to make. There's a Dash waffle bowl maker I like, but it's not really available on Amazon right now. And it makes them very thin. Some of the other ones make them thicker. You do you. The cones are very easy to make. You can see that I made them on Chef AJ. And I'll probably do something else about this. So here's another thing. Oh, did I hit the retract? There's a retract button that you have to hit. I was going to show you, but I hit it when I moved it. So see how that's moving back? You have to manually retract it. It will retract once it is done all the way. It'll magically come back, but that's something that you have to wait to happen. Then we have to do this press to release, turn it, and pull it out. Okay? So one of the things I want you to see, if we take this off, it's full of ice cream. If I froze it like that, that's going to freeze solid. And if I try to do this and swirl it,
it's going to break.
It's just not going to work. Maybe if it softens enough, it'll spit something out. But this is where I need the camera back set up over here because it's that kind of day.
And I have to say these cones and bowls are actually delicious, y'all.
They are really good, and they're not that terribly hard to make. You just mix your dry ingredients, your wet ingredients. There shouldn't be too many things for you to have to buy either. Paul says, wonder if it would be melted by the time you shipped it to the Bay Area. Unfortunately, yes. Can you get us a freezer in our room in September? Because we can bring in Ninja Creami.
We can make that happen.
We could have all the things, right? We can have nice things. All right. So I'm going to show you how to do this because this is really concerning people. So if I wanted to save this ice cream, And I did this on Chef AJ's show. Oh, let me see if I can make this where it's not quite so crooked. So there we go. All right, we could scoop it out with a spoon. We can use this. I want to leave this open. So this is still on the open. And I'm just going to rinse it out. I'm going to get what's in that little thing. And do you see back in there where the opening part is? There's some. And you could use a spoon. I like this little OXO cleaner. And I'm using this spray. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? You want to get as much as you can out. You could try, there's not a lot of water, like this isn't filling up with water because it's hard for it to go back into the container. I'm just going to come in here. Oh, it's not quite long enough. This will be long enough. And I'll just kind of get some of that out of there. And if you have a little bit in, it's not going to kill anything. But we don't want that big blob. So now I'm going to close it. See how it went from open? You can see all this to close. And then that comes right there. I can put this back on here. Okay. And now also, this is pretty much pressed down, so I don't really need to do anything but put a lid on it and put it in the freezer. And then we'll clean this guy.
So do you have separate lids for to put it in the freezer?
Yes, there are different lids. This is you get one of these and it's a dispenser lid, and you only use it if you are making a swirl. So there's also a little hole here. So I'm gonna run some water and let that run all out. That just makes sure everything's clean. Okay. Put a little soap on there. This gasket doesn't really come out much. This gasket, let's go ahead and rinse some of this. Because what can happen with the pushing is we can get some on the inside. Not a lot. So I just rinse it up, rinse this out. Check that little cavity. Usually I let these dry separately and we'll put them back together in a minute. Can you change to the front camera?
I can, yeah.
And so then I have this, and this is the container lid. And I'll put that back in the freezer.
So it freezes with with these on it and everything. Do you find that takes up more space than the others, or is it about the same?
It's about the same, really. They fit in pretty well. The originals fit in. The deluxe are harder to store, but like for instance, pretty sure this is one I did. And I did the process that we just did after Chef AJ. So let's take a look at this. All right. So, normally you don't take this off, but see how I cleaned it? I swirled it, I cleaned it, and that's what we're kind of going for. And I think there's one I may have not done that with, honestly, that I had from a while ago. So let me see if there's, like I said, I only have 4 of these plates, so there's not a lot of choices. Is the marzipan like that? Nope, the marzipan's clean. Let me see if I cleaned the chocolate one. Because the first time I did it, I did not. Yes! Excellent. Okay, so.
This is the mess that it looks like.
Right? So if you didn't do that, this is what's going to happen. See how that's solid?
Yeah.
So either it's just going to pop out. It's certainly going to have trouble coming through this.
So what would you do?
I would let it thaw and take it out. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Or the other thing is you can just not swirl it. You could just spin it as a pint. Sorry, spin it as a pint and be on your way. And do it as scoopable instead of the other. This thing might go on.
It's not going to go on now, huh?
Yeah, it will. But I also have chocolate on my hands.
Ew.
So what we can do is, this one's been swirled fairly recently. This is not full, obviously.
Which one is that?
That's the raspberry lime. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. But hopefully seeing me do that, because that's the one thing that's drastically different. All right, so I also have to wash this. I'll show you what that looks like. It doesn't look like much different. So usually I just rinse as much as I can off. I open this, rinse in here, clean the blade really good. You can also use one of these brush tools or this tool to kind of get in there if there's anything there. We can take this out, use the brush on it, use a brush on the like little corridor. Okay. And that just pops in there so easy compared to all the others. Although I think I have it backwards. I think it goes this way. Yeah. Okay. Now the other thing is this still has that hole. And it still cleans out. See, and you can see it spout out here. And what I usually do is shake it up a little bit and then try and make sure I get all that water out. So that's the detailed process, and if I was going to spin a bunch of pints, I probably wouldn't even do it that much. I would just rinse it off.
Rinse and go?
Yeah, rinse and go. All right. So, Daria, yes, the waffle cone recipe is in ebook 3, and if you look down in the notes of the YouTube video, there's a link for it. It's $24.99. It has over 50 new recipes.
And it just came out 3 days ago.
Right? It just published. So the pistachio rose, sans plastique, is in there. I put it here. The raspberry lime sorbet's in there, the maple chocolate. There's some tropical ones. There's template recipes for making your smoothie bowl, your drinks, ice creams, sorbets. There's new toppings. There's a hot fudge topping. There's a PB2 peanut butter fudge sauce.
Maybe you'll have some time when you're done doing this that you can show them some pictures.
Oh, that's a good idea too. I will do that. I will show you some pictures from the book. So again, I'm just going to do this, and I'm just going to show you what it looks like when you do it for scoopable.
That'll be my breakfast.
And let me get this back.
Since I can't have the pistachio rose.
You cannot have the pistachio rose. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. I'm not a huge fan of rose and stuff anyhow.
It's not super strong.
It's not.
Okay, so last time we pressed soft serve. This time we're going to press scoop, which means fruit whip and frozen custard are not options. We are almost never going to use frozen custard in gelato because those are very high fat settings, and our recipes are whole food, plant-based, no oil. We're almost never going to use ice cream either, just because it's softer. So if you left it out too long, or if you used coconut milk or something high fat, that's what we'd be doing. So on this one, I'm going to do sorbet, and we'll see what it looks like scoop-wise. It's going to be 3 minutes of extravaganza. I'm sorry you have to listen to this, but it just has to do its thing, and it takes a while. So I'm bringing you over here. I don't know if you're hearing it loud from Cheryl. I know the mics change it a little bit too. So the whole purpose of this is not to sell you on you must have an Ninja Creami Swirl, but if you are looking to buy one and you don't have one, what some of the differences are. If you, like Chef AJ, really missed swirl cones Now, you could make the ice cream in your regular Ninja Creami Swirl, or Ninja Creami, and you could put it into like an icing piping bag and pipe it out that way. I can tell you for sure, I would only do that in a dire situation, but you are not me, and I'm happy with scoopable ice cream. I like the swirl, and it is super fun. And it's fun making cones, and especially with how much groceries and things like that are going up, I think it's really nice to be able to make all of this at home. And you can find a Dash waffle maker, probably a waffle bowl maker at Ross's or TJ Maxx. It may be the one that makes thicker cones that I don't love, but it might be a third of the price of the waffle cone maker that I'm using. But if you have any questions about Ninja Creami, I know someone had asked a question about squeezing the water out of soy curls. And I think Tanya said she uses a tofu press, which is a great idea. I just put them in a strainer and get a wooden spoon and press. I don't worry about getting every last bit out. But that's me. You can also reconstitute soy curls in things like a veggie broth or a vegan chicken broth kind of thing too, to make it a little more flavorful. We're getting there. Woohoo! It's going up now. Or maybe it's already gone up.
I think it's already gone.
Excellent. Excellent. Can I post the new ebook table of contents? Sure. Here's the thing. So there's going to have some recipes that use, I have a tropical fruit section. There's normal stuff. Most of it you're going to use a whole food plant-based thickener, like it could be silken tofu, it could be beans, it could be, one of my favorites is baked white sweet potatoes. You're going to use non-dairy milk, dates for sweetener, though you could use any liquid sweetener of your choice to taste for that as well. And then it can be, everything can be changed with the fruit you want to use. So, oh, it wasn't Tanya that said that. Who said? One anti-venom said it, that she uses her tofu press. Sorry, Tanya. But yeah, I will try and, we'll look at the table of contents too in just a minute. Yeah, and the waffle cones are really great. The bowls are really easy. So like if you want to be lazy, because you have to cook them and then they're flat and then you roll them up. So that's how you get the cones. But the cones are pretty phenomenal.
They are excellent.
I have to say I ate one like a cookie when I was making them because they were delicious. And I'm, for the base recipe, I'm using maple syrup, but you could use date syrup or even leave them unsweetened if you wanted to. Oh, Angela, yay! Okay, so we're going to take a look at the lime and raspberry sorbet. And so one of the things when you have just like a quarter, I often respin it, but we'll see. So this is pretty well done. There's not really even much of it. I find that the ice walls on the swirl are less. So look at that. And so I'm going to just mix everything in together, make sure there's not much of it. Yeah, there's not much of an ice wall anywhere. You don't want to just eat it out the pint?
Well, I can, but I didn't know if you wanted to show how pretty it was.
Angela, you didn't need to do that, but thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. Okay.
Just show how pretty it is.
Okay, I'll show you how. Let's use this one.
Okay.
Can you tell I've been taking too many Ninja Creami pictures? Okay, there's stuff on here, so I'm going to just scrape some of that out in here. But one of the questions people ask is, can you redo it. I could have swirled this too. It wouldn't have really made much of a cone. For the bigger cones like that, it's probably about half the pint. So it's about a cup that you need. You guys are so sweet. I don't feel like I'm working on a holiday because I'm just not feeling like celebrating. So, so my apologies, but we're hanging out and that's what's really important. Friendship and community and us coming together. Okay, so I'm just going to come in here and get a scoop. And hopefully, I think I might be able to get mostly 2 scoops out of here. So the difference between scoopable and not is that it's scoopable. Shocker. But,
Dun, dun, dun.
right? If only I knew. But I like this too, and it's going to stay frozen a little bit longer because it's just colder. And that is also kind of a beautiful thing. See, look at that. Here, I'll put that in there. Well, yep, I just made that hole bigger. But you know what? I'm not taking a picture of it this time. So this is Cheryl's breakfast.
Yay.
Which is pears and raspberries and lime.
Yummy.
There you go.
Thank you.
And I'll eat the leftovers in there. And then if you guys have some questions, I'll show you the table of contents and stuff.
So yummy.
Right? And then we can even, as this is softened up.
And it's just sweetened with pear.
It's just sweetened with pear. And so actually I was just at Aldi's and I got my yearly case of pears in juice, which is what I use for the sorbets. And the pears provide that bulk and sweetness. And you can use fresh or frozen food. I'm going to eat all of this now and wait for questions. Really what I'm doing is eating all of this. This is my breakfast too.
I'm getting kind of a brain freeze. I can't eat it that fast.
I am always hot. Now they say you can put these containers in the dishwasher, but I'm not going to do that because they're going to last longer if we don't. Also, when I'm cleaning this, actually, I can just show you. Oh, and the book is out. If it says pre-order somewhere, let me know or email support@healthyslow-cooking. I tried to take them all off, and I don't know. It's probably on the YouTube channel still. So
many places to adjust.
I'm like, why is the cat bed showing on this? Because the cat bed is there. I'll show you how to do this one real quick. And Paul, I put another sticky on this really cheap tripod that is just amazing. It's lightweight and easy to travel with. I know it's not smancy like some of Doc's stuff, but okay. So I'm going to show you. And Paul says he has to go get. Yeah, you need to get some. You need to get some of that for sure. All right, so you're getting to see me wash all kinds of things. If you rinse your ice cream scoop before anything else, you will make yourself incredibly happy. Little brush. All right. Remember, we can take this guy out. Give him a little once over. You can leave it in the sink to dry separately like this. Maybe do the top a little bit. Then we are going to rinse here. This one's kind of funny because it does look like it's peeing. And is it just me? Am I the only one who sees that?
It's because you're 15.
Because I'm 11. 15 is way older than I am. But it's just where it's placed and everything. So I'm going to take this, clean this a little bit. Okay. I'm going to, almost always, since we're not using any kind of oils in here, they just rinse out pretty well. But I want you to see this. See how there's some, oh, where can to get you to see that the best. There we go. See, it looks like devil horns. That's raspberry sorbet. So I'm going to open this, and it's down in there. And actually, that's all it took. See how it rinsed out immediately. But just make sure you're rinsing out and checking out anything around it here. If you leave it to sit longer and stuff dries in there, you're going to have to soak it. So I'm going to let it dry upside down and open so that nothing gets trapped in there. Okay. Yeah, everybody needs to get a little... Do you need to buy a special machine to do the waffle cones? Yes, you do. I will show you both of those. Will you wipe this area off for me?
Sure.
Please. Lovely assistant. And I think the waffle bowl maker is still there. And there's a reason you need to buy an appliance. So if you didn't have to, I just wanted a quick wipe, but thank you for thoroughly cleaning it.
Well, I mean, if you got to wipe it anyhow, you might as well do it the right way.
That is why she is better at dishes than I am. So this is the waffle cone maker. So what you do is you pour about 3 tablespoons of batter on here, and it makes it very thin. This is why you need a different machine. And it's going to keep it crispier than if you just made a thin crepe, right? Because crepes aren't crunchy.
Right.
You might be able to do something else.
I mean, if...
You can buy them too. I mean, you don't have to make them, but if you're gluten-free and want an oil-free cone,
that's kind of your...
It's worth getting it. So it's quite easy. It's got some heat elements here. I don't think I put it down in here. I'll come back and put it on here in case you want to get it. I can show you, I can leave a link to the Amazon thing for this. This is just a very thin cone, bowl. You put about 2 to 3 tablespoons, close it, and then you use tongs and plunk it out. This, we're going to make our waffle. It needs to be bendable, but it has to be cooked enough so that it's going to be crunchy after it cools off. It has to be warm enough that it's soft that you can roll it on the cone. So there's a cone roller, and you use a towel. So like you take this waffle and you do this, and it's hot. And Angela, it'll probably be in September. It'll probably be in September, but Cheryl can follow up with you and get something on the books. So if you want crunchy waffle cones that are gluten-free and oil-free, and you're a little lazy or you're busy, no judgment, this one would be the way to go. And it makes these guys. These are all ones I made out of it. And the thing is you can make about a dozen of them. See, they're just as thin as the cones. You can kind of see some light through them. You know, some get overdone because of me. But if they're underdone, they won't crisp up. So you kind of have to play with it a little bit. So hopefully that helps with that.
We have to keep them in something like this because we live in a very humid area, and very quickly these would get soft. And you even crisped some up in the Rebel, didn't you?
Yeah, you can just kind of toast them a little bit in the oven. Just be kind of wary. Like, I don't know if you've ever made your own air fryer tortilla chips, and then they got a little stale and you crisp them up. Sometimes they'll get burnt very quickly. So you want to do a little bit less temperature and just kind of keep an eyeball on them while they're cooking. Yeah, and I don't know when I got this bowl maker, but they don't have it right now, and I don't find it on the Dash site. They had a different one. Actually, I'm not finding any of them. This is the box. Actually, I have the box over here. And there's another one that's bigger than this, almost like a sandwich maker size.
This one?
Yeah. This is not my favorite one. I got this one. I felt like they were really thick. And I'll show you the picture on the box. So even see how thick that side is compared to how thin these are. Oops.
Which is interesting because it's the same company basically.
But it's a different model. So these are just thicker. And honestly, if it's the only game in town, it's the only game in town. These are just much thinner, and I like that. Yes, Marigold Energy. I haven't tried the Cucino Pro waffle maker, but this waffle maker has a bowl container as well. It's somewhere up here, and I have no idea where.
It has eluded us.
We've looked for it, but I needed to make them in there anyhow. Yeah, this one's much easier to store. The bigger one is bigger, so it's kind of in between these two sizes, but only makes one little bowl.
And I guess if you got this, you could really like make also just use it for waffles, just very thin waffles. Yeah,
no, because that wouldn't be called a waffle. It makes like a pizzelle, which is a very thin cookie.
Okay.
So waffles, even if you like, I'm a Belgian waffle gal.
Yeah,
thick or go home. Mm-hmm. Like if I'm going to go and get the waffle maker out and do all the things, I want a waffle. But even the small waffle makers are probably about 8 to 10 times more than that, probably 10 or more times the thickness of this. So it is kind of a both of these are one-use appliances, and I try to limit some of those. But like a pizzelle, if you want a pizzelle that looks like a pizzelle, you have to get a pizzelle maker. There's just not a double duty for that. And Tanya says I shouldn't have gotten rid of my pizzeria maker. I'm thinking pizzelle maker. They would make little teeny tiny cones because they're usually about like that. I have a pizzelle maker. Yeah, that's what I thought. The compact size of the bowl. The little bowls are so cute, right? And it's just kind of nice because here's the thing. Like, so that pistachio is probably one of the higher fat ones because it uses nuts. A lot of these don't use any nuts at all. Like I have a carrot cake one that you're using carrots as your thickener, non-dairy milk, spices, and dates. So it's much healthier than any vegan store-bought ice cream you can get. Yeah, you can just toss that one.
It's starting to get soft.
It's okay. It makes me sad, but I'll just have to make maybe some pistachio ice cream.
But you know what? Nothing leaked out the bottom of it.
Well,
and you didn't even put in a...
I didn't put a chocolate chip. So sometimes with homemade cones, until you get used to it, if you're not rolling them tight enough, you might have to put a chocolate chip or a slice of banana at the bottom. And these cones, I made some of these 3 weeks ago, and they're still fine in an airtight container. All right, so want to see some stuff on the book? Let me see if I can get there. Look, it's the book. And I'll try and come back and look at some questions. So this is using the swirl. There are a couple of swirl pictures in there. I'm not going to go through the whole shebang, but like let's look at the table of contents a little bit. And so this whole section here goes through the buttons, tells you the terms you need to know, what's in the box. So if you're experienced, you may not look at any of this, but I give you step-by-step how to dispense the soft serve, what's the difference in the buttons, how to clean it, a few tips for the swirl, making your first pint. I always think you should just use pineapple and juice and throw it in, and just there you go. Tomorrow you'll have your very first thing. Gives you all these details, how to spin your first pint, mix-ins. You can always change out sweeteners. You're just going to have to do it to taste. So if you wanted to use monk fruit, if you wanted to use whatever's the latest, greatest sweetener or maple syrup. Some people want to use coconut sugar. I'd show you you can make coconut sugar with water and make it into a liquid sweetener. And what kinds of pints can you make without any added sweetener? Those are usually sorbets with pears. In this book, I do a vanilla and a chocolate with pears sweetened. I found it needed a little additional, so I put a little maple syrup in there as well. You could have added a couple of dates if you wanted to. Explain that these recipes are calling for medjool dates, which are bigger and plumper, so you might need twice as many deglets. And the list of whole food plant-based thickeners, which is pretty big, and do's and don'ts, right? So then I have staples because I always have staples. And let me just kind of check back and see if I've got any questions already. Oh, the Walmart site has the Dash waffle bowl maker. That's great. And one anti-venom says, I think the waffle bowl would help with my portion size. I agree. Oh, thank you, Kelly. She said that she liked the picture of the cover. Oh, the Dash mini bowl makers, $19.99 on Kohl's. So there you go.
That's the best one.
I got you. And Debbie, have you made your first pint yet? She said. Okay, so staples are things like making homemade oat cream. I do make 2 different recipes with this lavender date sweetened almond milk. If you hate lavender, leave it out. You can still make it with this, and it's just pre-sweetened almond milk. I tell you how to make it in the Nama M, how to make it, and I think I tell you how to make it in the blender and in the Mia Mat. I may not tell you the blender just because it takes either heat or force to get the lavender infused. Nut and seed creams, how to make your own date paste. We use a lot of pear puree. It's really the easiest thing. Hint, I'll give you that. You puree your pear and pear juice can all together in the blender. Ta-da! I tell you how to make date syrup, soy yogurt. So if you want to use yogurt in some, I make an amazing raspberry cheesecake ice cream in this book.
It's the best, very best. And you know I love chocolate, but I would eat that ice cream every single day.
I should make it where, let me see if I can do this here. There we go. We're here now too. Okay, so it felt weird just not talking to you. Okay, so we make soy yogurt. Some of the staples are repeated, but most of them are new because staples, you need them. So there's a chai spice blend, an easy just chocolate sauce, like a Hershey's chocolate sauce, and this hot fudge mix is actually a dry mix that's going to be in potions and powders, so you get it first before anybody else does here. And you make the mix, and then you could even bring it wherever you're traveling. You put a little non-dairy milk or water, put it in the microwave, and you have a thick hot fudge. There's a miso caramel sauce. Like, my favorite is the peanut butter sauce, which is made with PB2.
It's actually really, really tasty.
And you would never know it's not made with peanut butter or whole peanuts. I mean, it's, and then the magic waffle cone recipe. So I've got some smoothie bowls, and I'll check again before we go through here. Ob says, overnight oats have changed my life. I need to make the chocolate for my wife. Absolutely. You could use those chocolate syrups on your overnight oats too. So there you go.
Elizabeth used the PB2 on hers.
Yeah, Elizabeth did. She loved it. PB2 is just awesome. And right now I just mixed it together, but you could also make a similar mix to the hot fudge sauce with the PB2. And Kelly says, I don't have a Ninja Creami, but I might be getting your book for the hot fudge mix and the peanut butter sauce. It's kind of, can you use this in the regular Ninja Creami? Yes. All these recipes work in all versions of the Ninja Creami, and I have
including the swirl. Yeah,
including the swirl. Oh, Paul likes PB2 as well. I have to get a waffle iron now. And so I just showed this guy, the waffle maker. Aw, see, Kathy Hester, you are still making it better. Aw, you guys are just so sweet. She is also part of my ECAM fam, and just delightful. Yeah, so all these recipes can be made in all the different ones. In fact, I tell you how to make the drinks in all the models in here as well. All right, let me go back. So We've got some sorbets. This is an older version, so there is no mango lime sorbet. But there's a tropical sorbet, lime raspberry, Meyer lemon. And so let's say, well, Kathy, I don't have Meyer lemon. Well, you can make it lemon. Mm-hmm. You can make an orange. You could put any citrus fruit in there that you want. Mm-hmm. You just might have to adjust. This coconut papaya lime sorbet is like killer. Papaya could be frozen that you got at Trader Joe's, or you could have gone to the Hispanic market and scored an awesome papaya. The coconut that's listed in here is coconut extract, okay? So we're not adding fat. It's not harder to clean up. One of the things that's really cool too about making these whole food plant-based ones is like the rinsing you saw me do earlier. And that's another reason why I typically don't put any of my pints in the dishwasher, though you can. And if I end up making one with coconut milk or avocado, there's a couple with avocado, I do because the fat sticks a little bit. A recipe to make any ice cream. This is, I think, the only repeat recipe is the very best vanilla ice cream, because it is. Mm-hmm. And Chef AJ is obsessed with it. I think Elizabeth's obsessed with it too. And it's awesome. And so with using these whole food plant-based thickeners, what happens is when you're scooping it out, it's thick and rich like Breyer's ice cream, but without any of the fat or the high sugar. There's a vanilla caramel gelato. I did a raisin sweetened vanilla ice cream for those of you who hate dates. And so you can give that a go. Pear sweetened vanilla cake batter. Cake batter is awesome for all the mix-ins. So like if you go to any ice cream place for mix-ins, they're like, do you want vanilla or cake batter? So it's got vanilla and just a little hint of almond to it. I've got a licorice ice cream. It uses anise extract. Apple helped turn me on to that extract. The pistachio rose that I did a little while ago, a miso caramel. If you are no salt, you can just leave that miso out. There's no problem with that at all. Let me check for questions. Okay. Where can you get the book? Betty Ann asks. If you look down below here in the comments, the very top, there's a link that you can go buy the book. And if it says pre-order anywhere, I apologize, because it's you get it right now. You get it right now. And in fact, because I'm a little behind putting the pre-order bonuses out, if you order before I finish up the pre-order bonuses, you get a live class too. So if you're going to get it, I would get it before 2 or 3 o'clock today, so that you can kind of get that freebie in there too. And so it has some of the recipes that were in here, but it has videos of me making them. So that could be really helpful to you. Kelly says, oh boy, you have me becoming an ice cream fan after all. Yeah. Yeah, I love it. So those of you who might be like, I don't like ebooks, I like real books. Trying not to give you my librarian look. So it would cost so much money for me to get these and print them, and it would cost you so much more money.
Like 3 times as much, probably.
A ridiculous amount that no one should pay for a book. So that's why we do it this way. So what I recommend is that you do it on your home printer, or maybe find a friend who has a home printer, print it double-sided, take it to Staples or Kinko's. They will spiral bound it with like clear plastic on the outside, so you'll have a cover, and it's like $5 to $7. Mm-hmm. So it's so much cheaper to do that. And then also, if something happens, you can print it out again. Yeah.
I can show you what one looks like from last year.
We don't have this one printed out yet.
No, but I can show you what the spiral looks like.
Yeah, no, I was just telling them we don't have that one printed out because I'm still doing a few edits. So if you guys get it.
If you go to Staples, this is what they'll do. They'll put a clear on the front. They'll give you a solid color on the back. They'll ask you what color you want most of the time. And then they just spiral bound it, and then you have an actual cookbook.
And here's the other thing, because you guys asked for it, so it's by popular demand. There's a black and white copy. So what's funny is last time someone emailed us yelling about the black and white copy. I paid this much money for a Word document. And I'm like, Cheryl took care of it, because that would have made me cry.
Yeah.
But
if you use the PDF, that's just the black and white, you're basically getting a Word document. So I highly...
Some people wanted to print it out with not using color ink to save their own printers, which is totally valid. So I went ahead and made that. But of course, in here, there is a full color picture for every single recipe. So if you enjoy that and enjoy my photographs, then you can do it either way. Also, you can put either one of those on your phone so that you can go and look up ingredients while you're at the store.
Exactly.
So that's my spiel about ebooks. All right, let's see. No, Debbie hasn't opened her Ninja Creami yet, so let's all send.
Come on, Debbie, you can do it. We've got faith in you.
You can. It's going to be awesome.
You've got 2 of them. You should be using them.
I know. So Karen says, is there a difference between your chocolate sauce and the hot fudge sauce other than one gets heated and the other doesn't? That's one thing. The other one is the hot fudge is a dry mix. So you make up a mix and then you just make the little bits of fudge sauce as you want it. The other one makes a container of chocolate sauce that you have to keep in the fridge. So you have to use it up before it's done. What's kind of cool about the chocolate fudge one, since it's a dry mix, you can bring it on vacation with you or take it to your family. Oh, you just ordered the book, One Anti-Venom, awesome. And you ordered the bowl. And you guys, we'll do something on that too. So it's just more like, so I had created the hot fudge sauce for the Potions and Powders book, but then I was like, can I really let this book go out without this hot fudge recipe? So I believe...
And that's one of the ones we need to fix too, I think.
Yeah, in the book. So there's some corrections coming in the book today too. So if you have the book, you've seen some errors or little corrections, please just email us at support@healthyslowcooking. Let us know, because and maybe don't print that book out for a couple of days. Maybe plan on printing it out on Monday, so that I can get these in and make the changes. Or you can write them in. I mean, usually some of these are like, there should have been a period there. There is one with the sauce that the recipe isn't quite.
Yeah.
It got duplicated, so I'm going to fix that. Oh, good. I'm glad you're looking forward to making it. So I have, because I'm not a huge chocolate ice cream person, I tried to make a bunch of chocolate ones. So the rich, really dark chocolate maple. And if you don't want to use maple syrup, you could still use dates and just use some maple extract. So if you get the book and you have a question about the recipe, you can email support as well. So if there's something you can't have and you want to change it, like if you didn't want to use pistachios, but you're not allergic, and you could use pistachio extract, that's a way to make it a lower calorie density food. So you could play with it like that. We've got pear sweetened milk chocolate turtle, which is like with pecans, chocolate covered apple, which is sweetened with apple. I thought that would be kind of fun. Chocolate lavender, chocolate blueberry. Then we have fruit forward ice creams, a strawberry caramel, raspberry cheesecake, which you must make. And make it with any fruit. Don't like raspberries, make it with blueberries or strawberries. You could probably even make it with citrus, and it would be delightful too.
That is my favorite ice cream from this book. And you know how much I love chocolate, but that raspberry cheesecake was just
and it does use, I'm using vegan yogurt, and I'm using a little lactic acid on top of it. So the vegan lactic acid. And there is a link that links to the Amazon store of all the different things I may have. I have this stuff in there too, just so you have some ways of getting things. There's blueberry crumble, cherry, kumquat, which is awesome. You could use a different citrus fruit, but don't sleep on those little kumquats, because that was killer. It was a killer ice cream. An apple chai ice cream, which is why the chai spice exists. Lemon lavender. The lemon ricotta fig ice cream too is pretty awesome. And we are using okara in the recipe, which is soy milk pulp. You could use almond milk pulp, or you could even just get Kite Hill ricotta if you wanted to. So all those are answers. Let's see. Aw, you're so sweet, Karen. And Karen says she's grateful to Cheryl for being a chocolate fan like she is.
I love chocolate. Like, it's my go-to.
Oh, and Daria says I ordered the ebook and also the waffle cone bowl maker on Amazon. I feel like a flashback to my childhood with the soft serve and the waffle cones.
Yeah.
And it is fun. Mm-hmm. It for real is fun. And sometimes it's just like we go places and sometimes there's things we can't have. Mm-hmm. So it's not often that you get vegan soft serve.
Yeah, and like a lot of times it's really kind of like you can't get a waffle cone because of your gluten-freeness and you'll see these people standing around with their waffle cones and you're like, oh, I wish I could have a waffle cone.
I do love a waffle cone. And what's kind of good for me too is you make what you make and then you have to do a thing to get it, to make more. So it's not like you're going to just sit and eat waffle cones constantly. So then I have full of veggies. The carrot cake ice cream is one of my favorites as well. It's really good. A caramel corn ice cream, almond marzipan ice cream, an avocado coconut lime ice cream, which is actually made after a chilled soup we had
on
the Disney cruise. Yeah. And it turned out really well. And an avocado mint ice cream. I kind of made those because I knew that Chef AJ, even though right now she's not adding avocados because of her pancreatitis, that she is trying to add more whole food, higher calorie density foods, and you guys might be in a similar place, or you might have a little bit of avocado left over. So if you didn't want to use that, you could use a different thickener instead. So you can make a coconut lime ice cream and use okara, or use white sweet potato, or silken tofu, or a mixture of beans and zucchini as your thickener, right?
You remember when we got served that soup? We both just looked at it. We both took a taste, and we immediately looked at each other and went, creamy pint.
Right? It was just really, really, really good. The tropical flavors, and this is what I was talking about. And Elizabeth was even saying, because I was telling her about some of it, but she actually helped me proof some of the manuscript. So all the mistakes are her fault. No, I'm just kidding. No, she found other ones. Trust me. No, I'm just kidding. So she was worried it was going to be all weird flavors, but there are some interesting flavors here, like ube, the purple sweet potato, and there's pandan in there. And I use pandan in both of those. Pandan is like an herb, an Asian herb that's kind of vanilla and citrusy. It's used in some things, so once you have it, it's delicious. Black sesame ice cream I made for a special friend of mine. She loves black sesame, and I used a black sesame paste, a Japanese toasted black sesame paste I bought, but you could also make your own without any problem. Red bean is azuki beans, and that's used as a sweet dessert treat, this paste. So I bought some, and you can buy it at the Asian market, and it's just red beans and sugar. If you don't do any sugar, I have a recipe on how to make it with dates. So jackfruit, so like sweet jackfruit. So I went to the Asian market and they had cut up ripe jackfruit. So that's why I made the tropical sorbet has jackfruit. This has jackfruit, not the kind that you make barbecue with. Don't do it.
You'll be disappointed.
Oh, it'll be nasty. So ripe jackfruit tastes like juicy fruit gum.
It does,
which is weird. Which is why we don't ever want to use ripe jackfruit to make barbecue. These are two different animals. Sour sauce. I went to Campari Foods, which is my local Hispanic market, and I went in the freezer, and they had all these really small frozen fruit purees. And so soursop, lucuma, mamey, and dozens more, tamarind, coconut, mango. So you really could kind of put those for different things. If you didn't want to get any of these, you could put your own frozen fruit in there. It's just frozen fruit puree.
And the mamey one you kind of got turned on to on the Holistic Holiday we met some great ladies that were originally from Cuba, and they were telling Kathy about it. And so,
I said, what should I make? And that's the one they said. So that one is specifically for them. And then with drinks, I don't give you specific drink recipes. I'm telling you how you can make frozen drinks in any creamy model, how to, how you can use any coffee in a cremacino, which would be like using a grain coffee if you don't do caffeine, and how to make any flavor cremacino or shake. And then I give you some troubleshooting stuff. And let's see if I can try. Well, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come over here. I'm going to put this back on us. And then I'm going to find some other stuff. Can you find pandan in an Indian grocery store? I do not know, but I do know there's a pandan dessert in Indian cuisine. So I would definitely ask. I ordered mine on Amazon.
is that these?
Yeah, I ordered leaves, though we're using powder in most of the recipes, but this is what we're using. It's not super expensive, and I make a green Thai tea using these and jasmine flowers, green tea, that I've also made into a pint. Love jackfruit, right? Jackfruit is yummy. Hey, Apple, it's good to see you. All right, Cheryl, you talk for a minute.
Okay. Kathy is going to find some pictures to show y'all of some of the different things. So here we go.
Okay, we're going to go back and forth. So this is the chocolate like sauce, and then this is the hot fudge. It's just thicker, and that's the mix. Okay. You can talk.
Oh,
tell a story.
I just like this
actually,
is the peanut butter sauce, y'all, and it is delicious on chocolate ice cream. It's delicious pretty much on anything. And if you ever had the plant-based Breyers peanut butter and vanilla ice cream, Kathy used to really like because it had like the little like threads of peanut butter in it. This sauce is very reminiscent to the taste of that. So if you had vanilla ice cream and you could mix some of that peanut butter sauce in there, you'd kind of get that same kind of Breyers-y kind of peanut butter taste.
And this is the tropical sorbet. So it has jackfruit, banana, passion fruit, I think a mango. And then, this is the sorbet.
That's the one I just had.
Yeah, that's the silly picture on the one she just had. I'm trying to see if there's the very best vanilla. And there's just, everything has a recipe. It has a picture.
Yeah, like all her books.
This one's kind of fun. This is the licorice one. So in the licorice one, I use edible charcoal powder, food grade charcoal powder to make it dark, but you don't have to do that.
You would still get the flavor without the charcoal.
You would totally get the flavor, though. There's something.
Yeah, just something magical about the black, right?
Right? It's so cool. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. And then there's some troubleshooting things about general questions and stuff like that. Spicy hot chili chocolate sauce, Jeremy says. And you could totally make one. You totally could. I would take the chocolate sauce and then maybe take Thai chili peppers for Jeremy and just puree them in there. You could also roast them and then put them in there. And that would be good. Oh, thank you so much, Apple. I really appreciate that. It says the powdered premix sauces are genius. There's going to be a lot of those in the book that comes out in the beginning of October as well. So don't, I don't know if I'll have a pre-order up for it in time, but I'm also trying to get stuff done for this book and marketing. This is the first time I've done books so close together because everything just made it happen that way. Jeremy's on to something. Mexican chocolate sauce, absolutely. Karen's saying she needs to find the PB2. You can get it a lot of times at Costco. And you can get other ones. So like if you had, I have this PB2 cashew powder. You could use it. Sometimes they have almond powder. They had like a pumpkin spice one.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
The organic plain one is just
yeah,
less ingredients. So that's probably what you want. You can look on Amazon because you definitely can get it there. Oh, and yeah, one anti-venom. Where do you get your Naked Peanut Butter brand? And on Amazon as well? Okay, cool. Does anybody have any questions about the book? I'll try and get up a table of contents somewhere. The only thing right now with all the AI stuff, if I put a table of contents up, someone's just going to take it and
create a cookbook.
Use AI to make a cookbook. So that's why I'm trying to be a little more about it. Those of you who really wanted to have PayPal on the book as a way to pay, I did add that. It makes it easier on my bookkeeper to not add it. So we'll see. If people buy in the next week or so, I will leave it up. If not, I might take it back down. PB and Me is in Canada is like so it's defatted peanut flour is what it is, but it's just so delicious. You can mix it with water or non-dairy milk and use it as a spread on anything like you would peanut butter. But it's great just to put in a sauce and things like that. So one of the potions and powders is going to be a peanut sauce. Yum.
Yay.
And anything you want to say about the book or about?
No, I love all the pictures that you took. I think they're beautiful. And sorry I missed some stuff with my editing.
That's okay. You know, it takes a village. It takes a village. I mean,
literally, we have went through this thing like 15 times, and so have other people, and every time something gets caught. And
yeah, even me going through the table of contents, I saw like 2 things that need to be changed. I'm like, I'll get to that. Yeah. So we'll probably do that right after that. Oh, Sandra says Walmart has peanut butter powder as well. Nice. Which is great. Yeah. I think I need to feed us because you literally have seen what we've eaten today, which is a little bit of raspberry sorbet.
Yeah.
Apple says, it must feel wonderful to know you can sail away knowing this book is done. Yes.
Absolutely.
You know, I always want to do more, and that is my sickness. In my head, things that I couldn't possibly do this week was going to get done.
Oh, she thought she was going to be halfway done doing the photography for the next book this week already. So.
Yes. Oh, Miss Julie, how are you? What are you doing? I saw your new website. So this is Julie from Julie's Kitchenette. Julie Hassan, you guys might have some of her books. Mm-hmm. And a couple of years ago, we were doing some lives together in the summer. She is now also developing face care. She's like...
Yeah, genius.
She's a vegan entrepreneur extraordinaire.
Yes.
And a delight.
Yes. On
top of that. And Karen says, does that PB sauce with the PB2 work in place of the real thing in Thai cuisine? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So, in fact, I have made Asian peanut sauces using PB2. You might want to blend it because it is a powder so that it absorbs and it's not lumpy. But a lot of times in a pinch you can whisk it. And in Kathy's Cooking Club, I've made a couple of peanut sauces with it. It's great. And I find it's great for anything that you've kind of been wanting to put peanut butter in or you miss, like peanut butter noodles in the summer, cold peanut butter noodles. You can make a sauce, like use some soy sauce or coconut aminos, a little bit of rice vinegar. What else would I put in there? Ginger, garlic, maybe some hot pepper flakes, and then whisk in or blend in some PB2. Cover those cooked noodles, put them in the fridge, and eat them when you want to. Maybe I'll even make... I think we're going to try and do another live today because I'm cranky.
Lives help her become uncranky.
It does. Well, then I see you guys and I'm like, okay, I don't hate all the peoples. And which is not fair because I don't hate all the peoples, but sometimes right now I'm just very disappointed in some people. And that is part of life. Right?
I think a lot of people are probably feeling that way today, and so, you know.
Yeah, we thought we'd hang out. Oh, Karen says I love peanut butter the way like I love chocolate, which is a lot. And I love peanut butter. So Julie, did you get the swirl, or have you stopped? Did you stop at the original or the deluxe? That's what I want to know. Tanya says, I was having a crap day and your faces made me happier.
Aw,
I
thank
feel
you.
the same.
It's so good to hear from you, Tanya.
Oh, one Auntie Venom says that she's an esthetician of 20 plus years if you need a tester. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to be a tester for you guys. I'm ready for all the facials. And I don't know what time we're going to go live right now. Oh, no,
Unknown.
Thank you guys for hanging out with me, because literally I was just kind of sitting there feeling like I've not done enough to promote the book, which I have not. I've done like 1/10 of what I usually do. And if you don't know about it, you can't get it, right? And I think there's some really, really good recipes in here. So I'm going to try and do better. I'm going to try and do some promos while we're gone as well. We're going to see if we can do some lives. We will. If not, we'll try and do some pre-recorded updates posted more regularly than we have. And even Kathy's Cooking Club. Elizabeth has me almost thinking that one Kathy's Cooking class may be going into one of the markets or stores and looking at some stuff. I am trying to decide now if there's going to be a live Kathy's Cooking class tomorrow. And I still have to film a couple of the other ones. But no, if you're in Kathy's Cooking Club, no matter how this works out, and I'll know in 48 hours, you will get all your classes. You just might get them later. We might do 3 classes a month later on, but you will see us, and you will get an email every week reminding you to watch a summer class that already exists that you might not have even known about, because there's over 150 classes in Kathy's Cooking Club of the past classes. So I'm going to keep you busy. I'm going to keep you entertained. And we are hopefully going to show you some of the cool stuff we're doing for everybody as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
We're very excited.
Sandy's.
We're going to a vegan tea at the Warner Brothers Studios, where they have filmed the Harry Potter stuff. I'm hoping that the vegan tea is in the big dining room, but I don't know if it will be. But it would be really cool if it's not.
We'll be filming it. If
we can. If they'll let us, we will.
Well, if not, then you'll wear your glasses.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
She has some filming glasses. This is the one time I will be like, no, the glasses are happening.
Yeah, the glasses are gonna be going.
Yeah, and Apple put Julie's website in the chat, so be sure to go visit her. And I just adore Julie. I can't believe we haven't talked in so long. But and some other people were saying, yeah, they're not having the best day today too. And I totally get that. That is me. I'm having the internal organ anxiety, which is like, so everything's hard to do. So you guys have made today much better for me, and I appreciate you. And Joanne says, this is the best afternoon I've had in a while. And that just melts my heart. Sandy says, dang, I've been set on I don't need a new Ninja Creami, however, purple. And I don't even know if they make it now. I got this one a long time ago.
Off of QVC, I think. Yeah,
it was QVC. With like 5 pints or something. I'm like, gimme. Oh, the purple was discontinued, Apple says. Oh, Apple is the researcher of everything.
Yep.
June was a horrible month for Tanya. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world that's not all kindness, love, and bunnies, and I'm not happy about it. And this is my front-facing way of saying when we're off, there's a much harsher language being used. But also, I don't have the time or energy to debate my feelings or opinions with other people. I'm just trying to go through my own feelings and come out the other side and be productive. And we are the very luckiest people in the whole world to be able to go on this trip we're going to go on.
Yep.
So there's that.
I'm very excited to see
Aww.
see what life is like on the other side of the Atlantic.
Yes. Kitty Mommy says if you're a Harry Potter fan, you'll love Edinburgh. And CJ, our community member, lives in Edinburgh, and she's going to take us around.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Red lentil, yellow lentils getting ready to go somewhere fun. Putting her laptop in a suitcase, always good. Yes, you're saved, Sandy. Absolutely. Yes, Apple, we're gonna see CJ, and I'm so excited
about that.
Just like next year, we're gonna be in Vancouver, and we're gonna see you in the fall. So we've got to talk about that too, and we'll get that starting maybe not planned until after we get back from this one. This one was a lot of planning, and yeah. All right. Aw, I've missed all of you guys too, and we will do better. We've just been working on the book, and then I've just been sick more than usual, but everything's good. We love you guys. We will at least come on tonight, even if it's just to say hi and chat for a little while.
Yeah.
We'll just have a tangent extravaganza.
Yeah. Friday tangent.
Woohoo! All right, guys, we will see you soon. Have fun if you're going out to barbecues and things like that. And don't forget to bring a snack, just in case.
Yeah, and remember, if you bring a dish, get yours first. Because those people, they're going to be like, ew, vegan, but then they're going to be like, pump, 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 when you're not putting it on their plate. So, eat yours first.
That's what Karen says, feeling similarly. Enjoy your trip. I would love to hitch a ride in your suitcase. Sorry if that sounds weird. It doesn't sound weird at all.
Doesn't sound weird at all.
And we went to Victoria, right? Victoria's where we went to, was it? On the island?
We were on the island of Victoria, British Columbia, and it was beautiful. We were very sad that we only had like 3 hours to spend there, and we got there so late that everything was closing up right about the time we got there. But it was beautiful. We love the way that they have so many lights everywhere around the harbor area, cool. And like seeing the hotels, like the 2 cool hotels, the one really old one. We went inside that one. It was really neat. So
okay, we'll talk about that one more too.
Yeah.
We've got stuff to put up on Plant-Based Explorers. So also, if you're not following our travel channel, the Plant-Based Explorers, please go over and follow it. Mm-hmm. We would really appreciate seeing you there and bringing you on our travels without putting you in a suitcase in a plane. All right, guys, we will talk to you very, very